What's good? Real ones, Logan Murdock here. I am joined today by Howard Mother Effing Beck. We do the over-unders for every team that you can imagine in the NBA. Not all 30 teams, but every team that you can imagine. We're joined also by Augustin, who helped us go through the discussion of over-under. Great show for you guys today. Real ones next. Play the theme music. Popping, real ones. Logan Murdock here. Howard Beck there. Raja is probably still at the rental car lot in Atlanta airport. Dude, just we're gonna first.
I can't, man. I can't.
We're gonna talk. We're gonna give the over unders on all of the teams that Cliff in a second will give us when he comes in his little bubble. But all that to say, Raja Bell, man.
Raja
Bell.
You know, Logan, we try to plan this show. We send out texts. We send out confirmations. We make sure everybody's on the same page. Raja throws us a curveball. Hey, I'm going to be on the road. It's all right. It's all right. We can push back a little bit, give you time to get on the ground, get to your hotel, get set. It's good. It's fine. What was it, like an hour before we're coming on?
Hour before the pod, yes.
And the photo is the photo's troubling. The photo's troubling. It's the line. It's a big line. But what's the first thing, Logan, that you and I would think as frequent travelers, seeing our buddy Raja, who's been doing this a while? He's got kids. He's a player. He's traveled for a long time. He's got kids. He's got recruiting trips.
Look at this picture that he sends us, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go. For those who are watching us,
just a rookie mistake, man. Just like he didn't join a rewards program. That's the first thing you do.
How?
What are we doing,
Raja? How are you?
You know what it is? Though? No, we've talked about this on this podcast before. We have talked about this on this podcast before, me and him, and I think all three of us offline. The adjustment that professional athletes have to make going back to real life, because
everything was
most
handed.
of Raj's life, or at least professional life, was he's going on a PJ, bro, or he's going on a charter, and then they're going to go on a bus, and then they're going to go to the hotel that they get their keys handed to them, and then they're going to go play an arena, and then they're going to go to another city and do the whole rigmarole all over again.
But he's been a civilian for how long now? It's been a while.
14 years.
Yeah. By now, and like how many recruiting trips with his kids? How many AAU tournaments? How many camps and everything else? How many family vacations? How do you not have? How are you not in every rewards program? You got to skip the line.
Same life as us.
You don't
live the
ever.
Same life as us.
People of the world, our listeners.
No.
Don't get in the line.
No.
All right, you get in the line. That's fine. Go.
Howard,
they can be in the line.
This is like don't give them the game, because it's gonna fuck it up for us on the other end. Because I remember a certain airport program that we used to say on podcasts. I'm not gonna say it right now because I'm not gonna put everybody up on game, because I want to make sure that this line is cool. But everybody in the journalism world thought they was cool because they was like, oh, when I go to the airport, I do this, not knowing that the podcast space was gonna blow up and that it was gonna blow up the secret for everybody. So actually, don't give them the secret. Give Raja the secret so he can be on time for this damn podcast that he's not going to be on today. But not everybody else. Okay. All right. Let's reset here. Okay. 4 minutes and no basketball talk. Let's get back. Let's log back in. We have our guy, producer Cliff, who is listening to RG3 highlights on his phone. Apparently,
I was closing out, and I literally opened my phone up to unlocked my phone up to Twitter, and it had some stupid video. And
all right.
Exited out of it. So
okay. All right. What are we gonna do today, Cliff? What's on the agenda?
NBA futures over unders, baby. Come on, man. You already know what it is, bro. We get excited. Next NBA season's coming up.
Because if there's anything I'm known for, it's gambling odds.
Presented by FanDuel.
I just want to be clear before we jump into this. I know jack about gambling odds. Do not take anything I say as actual gambling advice, please. But over-unders are a good guideline to like kind of assess.
Howard, over-unders are the easiest thing possible. All you got to do is say yes or no.
Yeah, no, that part I understand. You start doing like plus 5,000, minus 300, whatever. I got no idea what you're talking. You might as well be like talking a foreign language. Like, it's lost me.
Look, I got you. Howard. Don't worry. Right. I'm the professional gambler / non-gambler here, so I got y'all. Anything y'all need, I got you. Y'all know that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, Cliff's still taking them trips to Atlantic City.
Yo, you been to Atlantic City in recent years, though?
Absolutely not.
Okay. There's a reason why I don't be there. Shout out to everybody from Atlantic City. I know some folks from out there, so shout out to Atlantic City. But
shout out to Atlantic City Ruins.
Yeah, I'm good out there, but I celebrated a birthday out there one year, and it got dicey. So.
Ooh. Oh, God. Oh, God.
I seen it once on a Nets preseason trip way back in like 2012. And we were in and out quick, and I was like, I don't think I need to see this place again. Maybe it's come a long way since. That was a long time ago.
It's come a long way, but not in the way that we would hope for it to go.
It ain't, okay. Howard, right. It's come a long way.
I still don't want to go back?
It's come a long way in the wrong direction. Just put it that way.
All right.
Yeah. It's gone a long way.
Guess the Nets won't be going back for another preseason trip.
Nah. The Nets will gladly just remain in New York. They will not be in Jersey anytime soon. All right. Y'all want to do this first over-under or what?
Let's get it.
You don't sound excited, man. Do you want
Woo!
Every team? Woo! Like,
man, do you? We're pressing shuffle.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Let's randomize. All right. Let's start off with, speaking of New York, let's start off with the Brooklyn Nets, baby.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
Over under 20.5 wins for the season. Minus 120. Yeah. What are we looking at? How are we feeling? The Brooklyn Nets this offseason acquired Michael Porter Jr. from the Denver Nuggets for forward Cameron Johnson. They got Terrence Mann as well. They got Drake Powell. They signed Traore, Asa Newell as a rookie, and Tyson Etienne as a rookie. They had a bunch of rookies, put it that way. They just drafted a bunch of rookies. Their over-under total is set at 20.5 wins. I'm pretty sure Michael Porter Jr.'s shot over-under for the season is at 30.5 per game. So there you go. Brooklyn Nets, 20.5 wins.
Ooh, man. This is how you know that Vegas does a good job with this stuff, or FanDuel does a good job with this stuff. Whoever does a good job with this stuff. Because, like, I look at that and I think, like, I really don't. I'm tempted to say under, but like, yeah, they're right. It's like that's the right range. Like, if they win 20, they've had a good season. This is like they took a team that was already intentionally not so great, and you ripped off Cam Johnson. You replaced it with Michael Porter Jr., who, like, maybe you could say like talent for talent, like just different talents, but like, but there's no, you ain't pushing anything forward here. They've added no one of note. Nobody thought they were using all 5 draft picks. They drafted 5 rookies. Like, they have gotten to the point where a year ago I thought I get what they're trying to do, and now they've gotten to the point where I'm like, I have no idea what they're trying to do. Under.
You know what? I just looked. I was thinking, the first thought of my mind came to the Washington Wizards from 2 years ago, and I was like, did they get to like 21 wins? No, they got to 15, and so it's gonna be a tough one. They're basically the Utah Jazz East at this point, right? Oof. Like, there's just
Michael Porter Jr. in the role of Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah, Also, I'm very curious to see how Michael Porter Jr. is going to come into a team where he's expected to give veteran advice.
I shouldn't laugh.
Wait, you mean NBA champion Michael Porter Jr., Logan? Come on. What are we doing?
I'm talking about, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about Curious Mike, the YouTuber. I'm very curious to see. This isn't Andre Iguodala going into a young and hungry locker room. This is going to be an interesting setup, right? Because they don't really matter in the New York sphere, right? They're the Clippers of the East.
Without the
wins, and just overall organizational stability. But I like Jordy Fernandez as a coach. Yeah. I really like I like what he does, and I know that he's the type of coach where guys are going to play hard for him, and he's not going to take anything less than the player's best, right? And, like, you know, the reason why I thought over, and by over I don't mean like 28 wins, I mean like 21, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You can get 7-8 wins just playing harder than another team. right?
Yeah.
Like that's so that makes me tempted to do it. But then I'm seeing like, are they going to bring Cam Thomas back? Is that it? How do you like?
Right.
Is because that's a big question here too, right? He's going to take also a Cam Thomas,
Michael Porter Jr.
Michael Porter Jr. backcourt. Nah, I'm giving 13 wins. Fuck that. Fuck the optimism.
Jordy Fernandez is the best thing they got going for them right now. That and the fact that eventually maybe they trade Nick Claxton for more stuff, or I don't know. In a year, are they flipping Michael Porter Jr. for stuff? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with Cam Thomas. But the Cam Thomas versus Michael Porter Jr. for who can take the most shots in a game, in a month, in a season is going to be wild. But Jordy Fernandez is a really good coach, and
Amazing.
he did get more than anybody else or anybody expected last year out of them. They overachieved for long stretches of the season. They might again, which does make me tempted to join you on the over impulse. But I think we're both landing on under anyway, just because like you look at that roster and it's just an absolute mess.
Question for you. You know how last year the Utah Jazz just sat like their starters, like they sat John Collins just for an inexplicable injury. Do you think that the Brooklyn Nets are just going to sit Jordy Fernandez in games?
You can't get fined for that. You can get fined for sitting Lowry Markkanen with fake injuries. You can't get fined for if the coach is tanking. If the coach you get fake injuries to you can't. That's outside of the purview. So yeah,
Jordy Fernandez is at Carbone with a cough. You know, like could that be a thing for next year?
Right, we have talked too long about the Nets. We should move on.
Next, what's next?
All right, what is next here? Look who I landed on. The Houston Rockets were one of Logan's favorite players.
Woo.
Over 54.5 at minus 128. How are we feeling about the Houston Rockets at 54.5?
I just want to say a quick disclaimer. I fucking hate you, Cliff. I hate you. I hate you. That being said, go ahead, Howard. You got
you kick it off. I was just going to say this is where we miss Raja because at some point I'm going to end up like slightly slandering Jalen Green or something, and we need Raja here to go off on me. But see, we already miss you, Raja.
I love you, buddy. 54. Why do y'all make me do this? I'm a little bullish on the Rockets, to be honest with you, man. I mean, is bullish the right word? I don't know. Like I think that on paper, Kevin Durant is amazing. Don't let anybody tell you that I said otherwise, including the man himself. I think he's an amazing basketball player. I'm a little bullish on him just because I think KD's a great basketball player. I want to see what he's going to be as a leader in this context, right? Because... And I know a lot of people are saying like Ime Udoka is the dude and Kevin's never had a coach like him before. And this is going to be great for him. I do believe all of those things, but I do think that, whenever Kevin has gotten challenged, he is, kind of gone the other way with it, right? Like he's gotten challenged and played hard from his, on the day-to-day and played harder, but it has definitely had long-term effects. So I think that Ime has his work cut out for him. Do they get to 57 wins? Probably. But also there's the KD health thing as well. Yeah. There is the question of Amen Thompson, if he's going to be able to take that leap. I mean, Raja doesn't seem to think so, at least for next season. This is like a multi-year season thing. I don't know if he's going to turn into prime Kawhi Leonard, which is what you want, or which is what you think you're going to get in the next couple of years. What's going to happen with him, right? Is Şengün going to play any defense? Is he going to play any defense? I will say this, though. I do love the fact that I get to watch a functioning offense down the stretch in Houston, right? Not just Şengün taking it from half court and everybody knows he's going to back in somebody and like throw in like a little hook shot that may or may not go in.
Yeah.
Or Amen Thompson, not necessarily knowing what he's doing down the stretch, although he did have that great play in Boston. But I do want to – there needs to be maturation from this roster that I just can't gauge yet in July. So I think I'm going to say over, but I'm not comfortable with it right now, Howard.
They won 52 games last season. The over-under is 54.5. Like the idea that they would be at least 2 to 3 wins better, I think I think is justifiable. That might have been justifiable even if they hadn't swapped out Jalen Green and Dillon Brooks for KD. And KD's, the obvious thing, right? He's going to make them better in late game situations. Yeah, you got to get him healthy through the season and hope he gets, gives you at least 65 games. But they're going to be, another year more experienced, another year together. KD to stabilize things in fourth quarters when Jalen Green, again, was sometimes getting benched in playoff games. That won't happen with Kevin Durant. Whatever you lost in Dillon Brooks' defense, like you've got plenty of other guys. You got Tari Eason, you've got Amen Thompson, like you've got plus they signed Dorian Finney-Smith. Finney-Smith, like if there were an all-star team for role players, like he's like elite at the role player level. He's great, and you can plug and play him. He can play small ball 5. He can play next to Şengün. If Şengün's the 5, he can play next to Steven Adams, Clint Capella. Like their big man rotation has a lot of depth and versatility. Their bench is deep. Like the Rockets can play 10, 11 legit rotation guys, and we're in an era where depth matters as much. I don't want to say matters more than star power. Stars are still who get you, to the championship and deep in the playoffs. But like we keep seeing how much depth matters now, and the Rockets have it. And so, yeah, I'll go over 54.5. Like I think this team is primed to just start stomping people. They were already really good last year with a very young team. And I think the additions of KD, Dorian Finney-Smith, Clint Capella, I think they're that much better.
And they, they're going to beat the hell out of teams physically on a given night too now,
yeah.
Right? And then they have the scoring ability. Like KD is scoring like it's 5 years ago. Like his offensive production doesn't stop. And like as he gets older and his like defense kind of declines, like you're not really going to see that on this Rockets team because they're just so deep defensively, right? Like you can pair him with a Clint Capella, you could pair him with a Steven Adams. Like re-signing Steven Adams was such a big deal for them as well. He played really well in the postseason. They're a big team. They're a deep team. I like them. Yeah. I like them a lot. I do wonder though, like who's more important? Like, KD's obviously far and away the number one option here, but like, how do you do that? How do you use him as a number one option while trying to bring Amen along, right? Like he's clearly your face of the future. So I feel like there's a balance there as well. Just trying to find tension points here. I think that they're a great team and they're going to be fine, especially in that Western Conference.
They are one of only two teams, I think, along with Denver, who have a legitimate chance to challenge the Thunder, right? Like there's a bunch of other teams that are good, but you've got the top tier is the Thunder. The next tier is Rockets and Nuggets, who both had great off seasons. And I think, I think the great thing about KD right now at this stage of his career is it does seem like he's thinking about like the bigger picture a lot and what the end game is for him and like putting him on a young team. Like Phoenix was funky, so we don't need to get into that. But like going to a team where he's tight with the coach Ime Udoka, he's got young guys who do need his leadership, even if it's not like vocal leadership, even if it's just lead by example, even if it's just lead by mentorship, even if it's just lead by little tips here and there on a practice day or at shoot around. They've got other guys who can be like Fred VanVleet's a hell of a leader, and Ime is a leader. Like he doesn't need to be the vocal guy. He just needs to be the guy who's like been there, done that, seen everything, really smart and knows the game and knows how to develop your game. I think he'll be great for Amen Thompson. And I don't think KD at this stage of his career is going to feel like, oh, I got to get up more shots in a game than Amen Thompson. Like, I think this is going to work fine. I think my only concern for them at all is KD's health. And I think they have enough depth that they can nurse him through the season and don't have to ride him too hard. Yeah.
Also, he has a competent front office that he can't overpower, which is, I think, a really good thing for him. When he did
it's
that,
the last stop.
Yeah. And Rafael Stone has done a great job and just built like they got KD for damn near nothing. Like, and they kept their depth intact and they got better along the margins. Like, Rockets are going to be good. You're right. I'll say like 58 wins. I'll give them 58 wins with the caveat for maybe 60. Cliff.
All right, let's take it back east to Victoria's favorite city. That is Atlanta. Welcome to Atlanta where the players play. All right, over is 46.5. Atlanta basically used this offseason. Signed Luke Kennard. They got Porzingis. They got Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Looking pretty good. How we feeling about the Hawks at 46.5?
Yo,
Wait, was that the over under on their win total, or their over under on how many hours Raj is standing in line for his rental car in Atlanta?
Oh shit.
Roger gonna be in there for 2 days.
Yo, man, I just real quick about Atlanta Airport, dog. It don't matter what little special program you in,
That's
what
true.
fucking
That's
list
true.
you're on, dog.
You're
You are
screwed
gonna
regardless.
wait. You are gonna fucking wait.
That airport.
It was funny even last night when he was like, "Yo, man, I'm gonna get to the hotel. Like, I touched out at this time. I'll be there in like an hour." And in the back of my mind, I was like, "You going to Atlanta, my guy? Like,
Yeah, are you sure?
you're not going to Oklahoma City. You're going to Atlanta."
I was appalled. That's not fire. That's some bullshit.
And for reference, Atlanta won 40 games last season. 40
Okay.
games.
I think Atlanta's my sleeper, and I don't even know how much of it's over easy. I think they're gonna get 50 wins this season.
50.
50.
50.
That's a lot of wins, brother.
I mean, the East is
the East is terrible. I mean, they
kind
got
of a
like the
mess.
likes of the Sixers in there.
Oh,
that
was
bad.
that was gratuitous.
Some other teams that we're gonna have to talk about. I think the Hawks have a chance. I mean, the big question mark is Kristaps Porzingis' health, right? But I like what they did along the margins. They got a new front office who's doing good and just trying things, right? I think, like, especially if you're in the Eastern Conference right now, and by extension in this new apron era, if you just try things and just try to get players and dudes on your roster and just you can make a run. It's a roll of the dice and you can get to the conference finals, right? And this is a big year for Trae Young, like all these years of trade rumors. I feel like there's a rejuvenation there, and I can see like a repeat of 2021 just for the simple fact of where the Eastern Conference is. I really like the Hawks. I really like what they've done. I love NAW. I love what they've done in this offseason. I think I'm gonna take the over. I'm gonna say like 48 wins.
It's funny because the over under 46.5, whatever, it's like a 6.5 win increase from last season. It doesn't seem that dramatic, although going from sub 500 to 46.5, like that, it's significant. What hit me actually was when I was putting these in order and noticing that they are actually the fourth highest ranked team in the East by over-unders, right? Like they're only behind Cleveland, New York, and Orlando, another team that's expected to make a big leap based on their offseason and based on presumed health after another rough injury year. But like the Hawks by over-under, the Hawks are projected as the fourth best team in the East, which is wild and is at least as much a statement about the East as it is about the stuff the Hawks have done. I like the move for Porzingis. Let's hope that whatever was ailing him in that last several months with Boston gets figured out, because he was like, he's sapped of energy. It was some kind of infection that he couldn't kick. It was something strange, and he seemed really troubled by it. So hopefully that's all straightened out. Nikhil Alexander-Walker's a great pickup. Kennard's a nice pickup. They lose Capella, Karis LeVert, George Niang. But I like overall who's incoming versus who's outgoing. Like I think they improved, and they're going to get Jalen Johnson back, which is the biggest deal, right? Like that's the huge addition, is just presumably having a full season of him after he was having a breakout year. And then Trae Young was, last season really looked like he'd kind of found the right balance of playmaking versus scoring, just, playing off his teammates more, setting them up better. The Dyson Daniels, Nikhil Alexander-Walker combination on the wings defensively could be really great. I'm bullish on them too. I over 46.5 feels like a really big leap for them, but given the state of the East, I'm going to say yes. I'm still not convinced they're the fourth best team in the East, but I'll go over on the 46.5.
Hey man, live show at Cascade.
Yeah.
April, Cliff.
I feel like Magic City is a more appropriate venue, but that's just me.
That's Howard's favorite spot. Let's move on.
I'll be at the coffee house down the street.
Howard's going to get the
I'll be at the coffee house down the street.
No, Howard's going to get the Louisville lemon pepper special.
That's what I heard. Yeah, for sure.
All right. All right, let's get back out. Let's get back out west, man. Let's go to Denver. The Nuggets over 53.5 at -110. For reference, last season the Denver Nuggets won 50 games, and they had a loaded offseason. Who knows what up? Jonas Valanciunas. They traded for Cam Johnson. They got Bruce Brown back, and they got Tim Hardaway Jr. So Denver Nuggets. How we feeling?
I'm still taking the under, and it's no disrespect to like them and how
Wow.
good they're going to be. Like 51 games, man. It's like,
that is
or
disrespectful.
50 games.
That is disrespectful.
No, it's not disrespectful. You know why? Because they don't try on certain games. They just outright don't try. Like there's always going to be a curious game in March or January. There's a lot of people in Denver I know. They're like, you're right, Logan. This is right. We see this shit all the time. But that doesn't mean they're not going to the conference finals and or the finals. It just means that they don't try during the regular season. Like they do just enough to get like a 4 seed, and then they go say we could kick your ass anywhere. You know, that's just what they are. I love what they've done with the roster. I love how they've revamped it. They needed to get rid of someone in that core 3, and Michael Porter Jr. was the obvious one to do it with his contract. And just how erratic he was. Now, I know he was going through an injury in the playoffs, but I feel like this Nuggets team need more of a guiding force in that position, or more of a steady force in that position, and Cam Johnson provides that. And they have they're a lot deeper than they were last year. They got Bruce Brown back. Christian Brown is still there. Like I like they're a playoff team, but in the regular season, I don't know if they get to 54 wins. Like you're going to ask me that. I'm going to be like, I'll say a 50-51 because they don't try in some games, and it's annoying.
I'm going to go over, but before I get into like the details, like I just want to say this, like props to the organization overall. Ben Tenzer and I can't remember who else they hired.
Do your victory. Hold on, real quick. Do your victory
lap.
Do your victory lap. You were right.
What victory lap for what?
Do the Mike Malone victory lap, please.
No, it's not anything. No, it's more this. I think that the one question we had about the Nuggets the last couple of years was like, all right, you spent huge to keep Jamal Murray. He's probably overpaid by the toughest standards. He's overpaid. Michael Porter Jr. certainly overpaid, but you had to pay all these guys because you won a championship, and then it was locked up, and then it was second apron, and then it was how are you going to possibly be? They found a way. Like in this era of second apron and luxury taxes and frozen draft picks and all these penalties for being a high spender. And once you're in jail, it's really hard to get out of cap jail. And with a brand new not brand new, it was guys who were mostly already there, but they offed Calvin Booth and they offed Michael Malone as coach. And they had all this ambiguity about who was leading them. And they didn't go out and hire a new person. They just kind of promoted some guys, reshuffled some things. And they had a really good offseason, one of the best offseasons in the NBA, getting Cam Johnson, Valanciunas, who we'll see if they talk him into playing and not going back to Europe, Bruce Brown, Tim Hardaway Jr. Like that was a really good offseason. The Porter Jr. trade, I've heard, Bill kill the Nets over it. I don't think it was that bad on the Nets side of it, but being able to trade Porter and his contract and get out of that and get Cam Johnson, who I think is a better fit and a better overall player, like they did a good job. That was a really good offseason for them. And the bench is now deeper. That was a big problem for them. The supporting cast period is just better balanced. And I've never been the biggest like Tim Hardaway Jr. guy because sometimes it just becomes Tim Hardaway Jr. time. But I think
also can't hurt.
when the dude gets hot, like look out. There was I don't know whose podcast it was, whose show it was, but Tim Hardaway Jr. and Cam Johnson were on together and were asked, I apologize to whoever's show it was, when they were asked about like playing with Jokic, and they both just like broke into these huge smiles because they know they're going to get all kinds of open shots. And these are guys who both shoot a pretty good percentage from three anyway, but you shoot a better percentage from three when you've got a guy setting you up in rhythm, open shots all the time, and Jokic is going to do that. I think they had a great offseason. I think they're in prime position to have a great regular season. And I think to your point, Logan, about kind of dragging through the dog days of the season and maybe not trying. I think some of that is like once you've won a championship, you start treating the regular season a little bit differently. But when you bring in a bunch of guys who haven't won it, who haven't been there, which they have, you refresh the bench a little bit, refresh the supporting cast. And Michael Porter Jr. is one of those guys who's guilty of just kind of like floating through parts of the season. He's gone now. So I think this revives them a little bit, puts a new energy there. 53.5, I'm over.
For sure. And that was the young man in a three. Shout out to
thank you for great show.
To the folks over there, for sure.
Shout out to Tommy.
Also, like, have done a good job. Shout out to Tommy. Also, like, still held down the fort even with JJ gone. So shout out to them. Who's next?
Who is next? Let me get in my East Coast elitist bag and go to the New York Knicks. Over 52.5 for reference. Last season, the New York Knicks won 51 games.
Now, is that wins, or is that the amount of over-under headaches that our guy Ben is going to have from watching this fucking team next year?
Really? Really? That's where you went with that, Logan?
I love our guy. I was just asking.
No, I just you're immediately like being like Debbie Downer on the Knicks, and like you're worried about Ben's psyche already, and it's like July, man.
I mean, he said he wanted to hear our thoughts on the pod about this new hire.
Right, go.
So
hit it.
I just want to preface this by saying, like, I love Mike Brown. I do.
Yeah, whenever you do that before. Whenever somebody does that before, I'm about to say, yeah, you know, the butt is coming. It's not gonna be delightful.
Love that dude. Comma, however, I just don't think that this was the right situation or the right type of coach for this situation. You basically got a carbon copy of what you just got rid of, and I think it gives more credence, honestly, to the smoke that Roger was putting out there about, like, it had to have been bigger to get rid of Thibodeau. Also, it had to be bigger reasons than what was given to get rid of Thibodeau. And so I think that they're going to play hard for Mike Brown. I think that they're going to be good. I think they just needed a new type of blood. And I don't know if Mike Brown is the new type of blood that you were looking for. Like, Tyler Jenkins may have been that, you know, but I think that for a veteran group, I think that Mike Brown is a little bit more suited at this stage right now for a younger crop that he can kind of mold in his image. These guys are already there. And that being said, this is a big test for him, a huge test for him, because we've seen what he's done with veteran groups. Like, I think about the Lakers in, 2012 era, where they were really good, but at a point in time, like, they tuned him out because he works really hard. He works so hard, and that reverberates to, shoot-arounds, a lot of shoot-arounds, a lot of practice days, and and Knicks right now are a veteran group, so he's going to have to do a lot of adjusting on the fly. And I think that there could have been maybe somebody with I think this team may have needed somebody with a softer touch, while trying to figure out, keeping their identity. And I think they're going to keep their identity with Mike Brown. I just don't know if he was the right fit in terms of, like, a guy that's going to work really hard. And also, I'm just, like, kind of choosing my words wisely here because I don't want to get, but I think that they needed a guy that was going to just have, like, a softer touch. I'll just say that. I'll put it that way.
I would agree with that.
Cliff's giving me a crazy look right now.
So you're going under the 52.5.
Cliff, you good?
Hey, look, man, I'm chilling, man. I'm just listening to your analysis. That's all, brother.
You gonna edit it right? It's cool. You gonna edit it right? You and Victoria gonna hold me down.
There's no edits on this podcast, bro. We just go straight. We go straight through it.
So
yeah, right. Yeah,
to be clear, are you going under that 52.5, Logan?
Yeah.
that slight little hesitation to, like, back away from the microphone. Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Look, I see what you're saying with Mike Brown, especially compared with Tibbs and being in somewhat the same mold. The difference I see is this. I don't think that Tibbs was fired because he had worn out the players, although maybe there were some elements and some rumblings of that in some corners of the locker room. This isn't the classic case of the old coach wore them out, so we got to flip to the player-friendly coach and the more personable guy who's going to, like, be the person, the relationships guy. This was more about the coach and the front office and or ownership than I think it was coach to players. So yeah. I'm less concerned about Mike walking in with the way that he, coaches and having it be too much of the same of what they just had. But let's start with the players first. So, like, they had a good offseason. They picked up Jordan Clarkson and Gershon Yabusele, formerly of Cliff's team. They I hope folks who are watching saw Cliff's reaction there just now. I'm sorry, Cliff. Good pickups. Like one of the problems with that team last year, whether you want to put it on the front office for not getting better players or whether you want to put it on Tibbs for not, quote unquote, developing the bench, like either way, the bench one wasn't great. And he did turn to them too late, but those are upgrades. Clarkson and Yabusele are upgrades, I think. You've got your second full year of Cat with Brunson. You got your second full year with Mikal Bridges. Like there's some continuity stuff here that I think plays in their favor. And when it comes to the coach, Logan, I'll just say this. Like, however much Mike Brown might be more in the image of Tibbs than he is of, say, I don't know, maybe even Steve Kerr, who he worked for all those years at the Warriors, Mike Brown is definitely a much more personable and I think easygoing person than Tibbs is. That's not a knock on Tibbs. This is just the way they're wired. And I think that Mike's, even by contrast, softer touch or just more personable touch, a little younger, I just think that and everything that he learned, the Lakers experience was a long time ago, and that was with a really difficult team. That was, didn't he have Kobe and Dwight and Steve Nash, or was that the next season?
No, he did. No,
I think that's when he got
started
fired.
off.
When he had those guys. Like Kobe ain't easy. Period. So
he's the reason why Bernie Bickerstaff is the winningest coach in Lakers history.
with that like 2-0 record or whatever it was.
Yeah.
No, I think that, Mike picked up a lot during his years with the Warriors in terms of relationships, in terms of how to balance things. Like Steve Kerr's whole thing is like, we don't have to live and breathe this every hour of the day. We can take a day off and everybody can go golf or go watch a movie or something. And I think that Mike will bring a healthier version of this than he might have earlier in his coaching career. And I also think
but pushing back on that, there were some reports out of Sacramento saying that some of the guys were burned out. Now, it is Sacramento, right?
Sure.
Like there were other factors, but there were even rumblings during the postseason, I would say, when they went in 2023. Like, I remember Malik Monk said something. He said that Mike Brown wants to be perfect in an imperfect world, right? And that kind of that was something that was percolating. So I'm not saying that he hasn't, gotten softer around the edges, but what I will say is it's still there.
Yeah.
It's even for a young team, it was still there after not even 2 years.
Yeah. Offensively, he's going to I think be more innovative than Tibbs was. And I think the Knicks could stand to diversify their offense a bit. They got stale at times. They got bogged down in iso ball with Brunson. Mikal Bridges, as we saw when Brunson was out, can still do some things with the ball in his hands. Mikal Bridges, by the way, on my flight from New York last night, not very incognito. Everybody's like on the rental card, or no, on the little train taking you from the gate to baggage claim. People are like, that's Mikal Bridges, taking photos
that's
from across the
economical.
trade. Yeah,
It's economical. You guys are in first class together?
No.
Teeterbro.
Yeah.
Bridges can do some things with the ball in his hands. You can run the offense through Cat at times. They could have stood to do more of that, and I think they will under Mike Brown. And I think that will ease the burden on Brunson, keep him fresher, keep the offense, especially in late game situations and playoffs, a little bit less easy to defend. Points might be a little easier to come by. And this is a professional veteran team. To the extent that Logan, you're saying the Kings might have chafed a little bit under him. This is a professional team. He's not going to have to ride them that hard. No one's working harder than Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart to begin with. So I think it's fine. Did they need to fire Tibbs? Is Mike Brown up to it? I don't care about that part anymore. I said on Zach's pod earlier in the week, I don't think it was you specifically fired Tibbs in order to hire Mike Brown. They chased 10 other people. It's more about did you have a justification to fire Tibbs? That's one question. Then the next one is, who do you need now that you have a vacancy? Who fits? I think Mike Brown's a good choice. I think Taylor Jenkins would have been a good choice.
What about Jason Kidd?
He was under contract. It's irrelevant.
That didn't matter. That didn't matter.
I'm trying to dodge the question, Logan. Stop it. Anyway, I'm going over on the 52.5, especially in a weak year for the East, when I think the Knicks and Cleveland are the two top teams, clearly.
For sure. Also, one other thing. They got to get that defense in order in New York. I know they play really well in spurts during the postseason. Mike Brown is a defensive savant, although he's coming off a tenure with the Kings when they very much underperformed defensively. And he needs to bounce back with this Knicks team.
The Knicks also get a full season, presumably, of Mitchell Robinson, which will help out their defensive numbers too. So,
Cliff, what's next?
What's next is the West.
You don't want to go up. You don't want to go up to. You don't want to go up I-95 real quick. You don't want to take the Amtrak?
You mean down 95?
Whatever. Amtrak. I took Amtrak from New York.
Going to DC? Like, what do you mean? Like, that's what team you want to go to? Like, I don't.
No, I thought we was gonna go to the Sixers. You don't want to go to
DC, right? Down to 95. You going to DC? Is that what you talking about?
You don't want to do the Sixers?
Nah, man. Let's go out west, man.
The who? You don't want to do the Sixers?
Cliff's like Jersey Shore. We go to the Jersey Shore. Yeah, like Jersey Shore.
You don't want to talk about the Blue Coats?
Blue Coats. I don't be in Delaware, bro.
Okay. Not yet.
Let's talk about the Los Angeles Lakers.
I heard Delaware was popping. Hold on. I heard Delaware was popping.
Who told you that?
You.
I didn't say that.
I'm just playing.
How about this? You know what Delaware is good for? Driving through. Driving through. It's a small state, so it's very good to just drive through Delaware. And
I'm sure they got a great Wawa.
Oh, yeah. Delaware, they got the gas Wawas, plush Wawa. You know what I I mean?
They got courtrooms too, don't they? A lot of people go to court in Delaware. Last I heard.
Yo, all right. Shout out to Wilmington, man. Shout out to my folks in Wilmington. Let's get to the Los Angeles Lakers. Let's
zip right past the Sixers.
The Los Angeles Lakers. 48.
We're not doing all 30 teams, but we do have to hit the Sixers before. All right,
we go. When we go back east, we'll get to the Sixers. The Los Angeles Lakers are at 48.5 wins. Their over is set at 48.5 wins of minus 118. Their under obviously would be minus 112. So their odds to win over is a little bit higher. So, do we feel the Los Angeles Lakers will win 48.5? They won, for reference, 50 games last season. The Los Angeles Lakers, the Los Angeles Lakers. Notice I didn't say LeBron because it's Luka's team. So
you just said it.
I
said LeBron. Because it's really Luka's Lakers, but it's LeBron and LeGoat, whatever.
Logan, how you feeling about the Dorian Finney-Smith to DeAndre Ayton swap?
Shout out Bill Duffy, man. That's what I'll say. Shout out Bill Duffy, who was running shit.
Yo, that was the most blank expression.
You said what?
That was the most blank expression ever when I was.
But that being said, man, that is.
We got Bronny. No. You got Bronny. Bronny was hooping last night.
He was hooping. Hey, not for nothing. He was hooping. He had a little dunk in the bay too. Listen, I have slandered enough. I don't want the Illuminati on my ass. I just want
to say this. I did watch as much of that game between the Lakers and Mavs Summer League teams featuring Cooper Flag on my tiny ass TV on the back of the Delta seat last night on the flight out here. Shout out to the league and their broadcast partner for being able to shamelessly present that game as like some kind of massive event because it was Bronny James, a second round pick from a year ago, versus Cooper Flag, the number one fucking pick and who's supposed to be like a generational star. And that was the matchup. And they sold it. They sold it. Like props to everybody involved. Tremendous. Incredible. Hey, man. Like secondary market tickets were going for like thousands of dollars or something, whatever. People are lining up at 5 a.m. Like I get it on the Cooper Flag side of it. And this is not slandering Bronny James at all, who I hope has a great career. But like the idea that this was Bronny James versus Cooper Flag was like actually kind of.
One, it wasn't even the worst game of the night. And summer league games suck. That you're San Antonio Utah game was just.
Was it San Antonio? Was it San Antonio Philly?
Was it San Antonio Philly? Oh yeah, the San Antonio Philly game. It was a San Antonio Philly game.
Cliff,
my bad.
Again.
Excuse me.
How many times we have to apologize to Cliff?
Till VJ come back, I'm not watching.
I put that shit on studio. I'm watching the studio now. I'm binge watching the studio. I put that shit on Apple TV so fast after I watched. I saw 2 seconds of that San Antonio game. Secondly. We'll eventually get to the Lakers. Josiah Johnson, you know I love you. You know I love you, but you need to stop with them damn Cooper Flag Bronny tweets. I saw what you said. I saw what you did. He did a screenshot of Jordan like uninterestedly guarding a player on the meme and said it was Bronny James versus Cooper Flagg, Michael Jordan there being Bronny and Cooper Flagg being the guy he's guarding. Josiah, stop that. Stop it. Anyways, the Lakers. I want to take the under so bad. I want to take it so bad. But I can't in good conscience take the under on a team that has LeBron and Luka on it. I can't do it. I don't think that they're going to. If they're healthy, I think they're going to figure it out. The DeAndre Ayton addition was. I saw him play against bigs, great bigs in the Western Conference in a playoff setting 2 years ago or 3 years ago. He got cooked. If you want to look at that, what happened in the 2023 postseason, the masterclass that Jokic put on him, be my guest. Go watch YouTube for that. He has a lot to prove. And not only just from a defensive standpoint, but just from an overall reputation standpoint, he has not elevated any team he's really been on, unfortunately. And this is he's going to be a starting center for the Los Angeles Lakers, and the scrutiny that comes with that is going to be immense. And I want to see what he does with that kind of pressure. And we'll see what happens. What do you think? You think Luka's going to sign that extension?
I think
there was a really great discussion on Hoop Collective about that. You guys can go check that out with Tim Bontemps and McMahon and Windhorst. They did a great job.
And wasn't the conclusion that there's no real incentive to do it right now?
Yeah, but I think Windhorst made the
partnership.
He made the case
argument.
of like the partnership thing and that
was
we're in a
interesting.
marriage. I thought that was interesting too, right? Like I think on one hand, I would want Luka to lock in because I get the pressure standpoint, right? I get it. But front offices historically don't do great under duress, right? When they know that a player could leave in 2 years. They do look at LeBron's first time in Cleveland, right? Look at there's a myriad of examples of this where front offices kind of mortgage their future and don't make smart decisions when a player has them over the barrel like that. So I do see the partnership part of it. Like if he does a 2 year, like I am on board with that. But we'll see.
So I'm tempted to go under on vibes alone here, right?
Yeah.
Rich Paul puts out the statement. I wrote about this earlier in the week on theringer.com. Rich Paul puts out the statement where it's kind of like, we're not asking for a trade, but LeBron's not quite sure, if you're really prioritizing him anymore. We know you have to prioritize Luka, but hey, we're kind of toward the end here, and LeBron really kind of wants to be able to win a championship. Like, if nothing else, you could pretty well read into that statement that he's not happy with the state of affairs. And so LeBron's on a 1 year deal. Forget all the trade stuff. He's not getting traded. He's not getting bought out. He's there.
He's going to retire a Laker, bro. Like he's just
will.
posturing right now.
But they lost Dorian Finney-Smith, who's a very good player, and replaced him effectively with DeAndre Ayton, who's a okay player, who got bought out by a losing team. They added Jake LaRavia too, so okay, fine. Like they're like fine, but like, what have they done in the offseason? When they got Luka, my first thought was you've taken a step back, at least in some regard, because you lost some depth and you lost a really great big in Anthony Davis. And you need time now to backfill and to restructure around your new core of Luka and LeBron. And I thought, well, okay, they got the offseason to do that. And here we are, and all they've done is lose Dorian Finney-Smith and replace him with DeAndre Ayton. Like, this is not
Luka's best friend in the league. You just let him go. And on a deal, and I get another thing, like there's all these rumblings of, hey, we're gonna use cap space in 2 years, right?
Yeah, right.
You could have fucking if what's one is a crock of doo doo because like if you're competing every year, you can't take years for granted with a guy like Luka. You just can't do it, right? No, that's number one. And number two, you could have signed Dorian Finney-Smith if that was your goal, to a 2 year deal. Give him his bread.
Yeah, I didn't
do something.
Did not understand that part of it at all. So I don't like the vibes. I don't like losing Dorian Finney-Smith, which is not going to make Luka happy. Not doing much to improve the roster at all, which doesn't make LeBron happy. Playing this kind of more of a long game, it seems like. We don't know what kind of shape Luka will come in. DeAndre Ayton, if we can believe him, is saying that Luka's in incredible shape. That if so, that's great.
Have you seen the pictures from Europe? He looks great.
Yeah,
Luka looks
okay.
amazing.
I have not. So that's great. Like that's look, if that was if that was the biggest concern the Dallas Mavericks had, and Luka decides to take better care of himself now in LA, great. But like they got smoked by the Wolves in the first round in 5 games. And I just don't see there's any improvement other than they get a full season of Luka and maybe a full season of Luka in better shape. Other than that, and LeBron's turning 41 in December. Where's the improvement based on changes from last season to this season other than what I just listed? There's just not a lot to go on. And then you've got, like I said, just like bad vibes. So I'm taking the under.
Big year for Rob Pelinka because new ownership. A year from now, we could be talking about a whole revamped front office for the Lakers.
I agree.
So, all right, what's next? We got time, man. Cliff, just give us a fucking
team. We have
team.
some time. Eventually, I got to get
big year coming up for LeBron James.
Where you got to go, Howard? Where you got to go?
I got to get to the gym. Got to get to Thomas and Mack, Cox Pavilion, Summer League.
Man,
Summer League. It's fantastic.
When's the first game? When is the first? It's like 12:30.
There's something else going on.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Go ahead, Cliff. I don't come out here without an agenda, Logan. I come out here with I got people to see.
Cliff.
I got babies to kiss and hands to shake.
Oh, all right, whatever. Anyway, go ahead, Cliff.
All right, let's go back out east to Logan's favorite team that he wants to talk about so badly. I don't know why. The Philadelphia 76ers.
Dun, dun, dun.
Wait, why don't you want to talk about your favorite team?
That's not how you know that's my favorite team, first of all. Like
because I don't know, the fucking Sixers poster you have above Tupac in the background.
All right, sorry. I need to take that. I need to take it. I need to take it down.
Cliff's in a bad way. You know what? It's July. This is when everybody's supposed to be optimistic, Cliff. Everybody's 0-0. Everyone's got championship dreams. Come on, man.
Right. Now, look, I'm optimistic here, too.
Ben Simmons is a free agent. Y'all can bring him back.
All right, man. See, Howard, you took it too far. The over is 43.5. The under is also, obviously 43.5. But the odds are at -114 for both. So, therefore, they think this could go either way for the Sixers. The odds makers believe 43.5. They won 24 games last season. Philadelphia 76ers, folks.
Lauren's just like silently laughing. That's not a take. Laughing is not a take.
Ooh, you just said bad vibes, right? You talked about bad vibes with the Lakers. Like, that makes, oh man, this is like how the bad vibes in Philly are like reminiscent of how it smelled during the sanitation strike, and Philly over the last couple of weeks. It's pretty terrible, man.
Wow,
I'm not.
Good Lord,
still trash.
Sanitation strike.
I'm not optimistic about this right now. We know how the program feels about Paul George. Joel Embiid is just sad, man. At least you guys got Tyrese Maxey, who you guys can galvanize, and McCain is good. I'm gonna go under, bro. Let's say like 32 wins.
Oh,
32.
Like 32 wins, bro.
That was being disrespectful now. You
don't even like the team. You don't even like the team.
I mean, all right.
You better root for Saquon this year.
Come on. You already know that's happening.
Yeah.
But all right, look, 32.5. Look, here's the problem with the Sixers, right? Every year it's always if healthy. And I'm so sick of hearing that if healthy. But my head always tells me, all right, if healthy, this team is actually pretty solid. But on the other end, it's like, I don't know how healthy this team could actually be, which freaks me out. So I don't know. I'd either line with this. I would say, if healthy, they should definitely win over 43.5 games. But
what are you picking, though? What is your pick?
What do you mean? I would
are
take
you
the
over under?
Okay. All right. You know why I'm gonna take the over? I'm gonna take the over because I'm going to rely with the foundation that Embiid and Paul George will remain relatively healthy throughout the season. So I'll take the 43.5 if they're relatively healthy, and the East is wide open. So, yeah.
I think this is a case where perceptions and not recency bias, but just recency experience has kind of put this permanent cloud where it is fogged up everybody's perceptions of the Sixers. Everybody's forgotten about how dominant they actually can be and how dominant Joel Embiid is. Asterisk when healthy. But Joel Embiid's not 38. He's 30. 30, 31. Like
It's 31.
we have jumped too quickly to the idea that he will just never be the same again, as if there's some chronic thing, or as if he blew out his Achilles or something. I don't think we're there yet. I get that the last season and a half, 2 seasons have been injury marred, starting with Joel Embiid, and then everything cascades from there. He's gone through another knee surgery to try to clean up whatever was not cleaned up the last time. I'm gonna go from a working assumption, and it may bite me in the ass, but it's July 11th, so I'm gonna feel safe in saying this now. We may see something different in October when these guys are in camp, but as of July 11th, on the presumption that surgery worked, by the way, never in the history of NBA surgeries has a surgery not been successful. Just check the press releases; they've all been successful. If Joel Embiid, if whatever it was is finally cleaned up, Joel Embiid's back to being at minimum a top 10 player for however many games. I mean, you want to say, oh, he's going to get hurt again. We don't know that. I get it. I get the pessimism. I get the belief that he will just never stay healthy. I get it. It's okay to work from assumption of at 31 years old on a knee surgery again. This ain't reconstructive stuff. This wasn't like an ACL. This wasn't anything that traumatic. He just has to be himself again. And if he's a top 10 player, I'll say it right now, the Sixers are top 4 in the East. Because partially, again, the East is a wasteland, and Joel Embiid is one of the best players in the Eastern Conference when healthy. And him healthy means Paul George is that much better because it ain't all on him. Tyrese Maxey takes another step. Full season of Jared McCain. See what VJ Edgecombe brings to the table. I think they probably end up keeping Quentin Grimes. We'll see where the restricted free agency stuff goes. And, maybe Daryl's got another move up his sleeve. But I'm going to bank on the idea that Embiid is healthy for enough of the season for them to be who they've been in better times. They're top 4 in the East. I'm taking the over.
If it was a fifth, we'd all be like Cliff in New York.
Wait, what do I be like in New York, bro?
What you be like in New York? Everybody in Brooklyn, all the Cliff spotters in Brooklyn tap in. Anyways, what's the next one? We got to go to another team.
Let's get to the Bay. Slow motion with the potion in the ocean, whatever Logan likes to say.
Slow motion with the potion trying to get to the ocean.
The Golden State Warriors, 46.5. Their unders has the same odds number as well at -114. So it could go either way, according to the odds makers. And last season, the Warriors won 48 games. How are we feeling about the Golden State Warriors this upcoming season?
I don't feel that good about this team. But 46 is just like, that's kind of like,
half. Yep.
You're not getting to the play-in like with 46 wins. I think they at least get to that. So I have to take.
So 46.5 makes them the 7th ranked team in the West based on over-unders, right? So that's right at the top of the play-in, to your point.
Okay, so I
and last year, 2 teams in the play-in were Dallas and the Kings, who had 39 and 40 wins collect each.
the Warriors are just yuck, just absolutely yuck.
Wow.
I mean, this is what I think about the Warriors right now, man. I think that I know that they're in a holding pattern because they can't get a deal done with Kuminga, which is just, they're trying to do a trade they should have did 3 years ago, and we don't have to get into all the front office stuff. But I just think that next year they don't have I mean, I guess they're gonna have Al Horford. Like, that's like the wink, wink. He's coming, but we got to just get this Kuminga thing done. Like, he's gonna be here. That's your starting center now, right? And I know that he is like somehow older than Howard and still like doing work. But
do you really want to?
Do you really want to trust him for 82 games? And I know that the Celtics did a really good job last year of rationing his minutes and getting him fresh for the postseason. But he's not going to have that luxury in the Bay Area. It's going to be him as starting center, and I think the backup center is Draymond. Right? This team is so old, and you can't trust Jimmy Butler to play 82 games. Right? No. Like, he's going to play like, 50 to 60? Steph's going to have to take – you're back at square one that you've been every year since Durant has been gone, right? Where you're going to just put so much of the offensive load on Steph in his orbit, and he's only getting older.
Yeah.
I think I might have just talked myself into the under, but I'm still going to go the over so I can, go outside and, not get yelled at by weird Warriors fans.
All right, so –
not by E40.
Yeah.
No, shout out to shout out to the homie 40, man. Shout out to Uncle Water. He know the vibes. He ain't tripping off of that. He know the truth.
I'm not going to say that them going 23-7 with Jimmy, we would just like extrapolate, project out and say like, they're great. They'll be fine. Cause small sample and
he didn't play most of the season in Miami. He was very fresh.
He was very fresh. And I agree with you. Like he's probably playing 60 to 65 games because that's been the pattern for the last several years. He usually gets banged up at some point along the way. There's a lot of health, age, fatigue, volatility with this team, right? Curry, Butler, Draymond, and then Al Horford on top of it, most likely, it seems. They want to bring back DeAnthony Melton coming off, it was the ACL, right? Are you
going to sign a 10-day to this team, Howard?
I think I'm too old even for them. Bradley Beal, apparently, like they're in the Bradley Beal thing. Maybe if that buyout ever happens. Like let's face it, the Kuminga thing is the key part of the whole entire offseason hinges on the Kuminga thing, right? They're either bringing him back, in which case they're probably not all that happy of having him back, and he's not that happy to be back, and they still got to figure this thing out. And he doesn't really fit next to Jimmy, and he doesn't really fit in Kerr's offense. It's like a sign and trade involving Kuminga. And what it may bring back is the whole offseason now, it feels like. Because they did a great job last year in cashing out on Clay and turning him into multiple pieces that actually were contributors and gave them some depth and gave them some youth and gave them some shooting. I think if they can find the right deal with Kuminga in a sign and trade, it's still early. It's July 11th. Like there's a lot of summer left, and all the restricted free agents, Giddey, Kuminga, Grimes, like these guys are all still just in a holding pattern because restricted free agency is tough and even tougher now in today's NBA. That's the whole thing. That is the whole thing. What do you get back for Kuminga? Does it solve some of the problems, Logan, that you just outlined? Do you get a little younger? Do you get another serviceable big so that you don't have to play Al Horford 30 minutes a night because you just can't do that? So there's a big ass asterisk on this thing. Like their off season is incomplete. If we were doing the grades thing, we'd put incomplete. We don't know where this lands, but I'm still going to be bullish on Curry, Butler, Draymond, and they're all going to miss some time. But I'm taking the over. They won 48 last year with only a partial season from Jimmy Butler. I'm saying over on the 46.5. I think they're in the mix for being top 4 or 5 in the West. In the mix 4. I didn't say they're going to land there. But it all depends on the Kuminga. Howard.
Moving on by these Warriors, man. You be blinded by these Warriors, dog. They come and they have their brilliant game in Brooklyn once a year, and
that was awesome.
And you have hard eyes for them. Awesome. That happens, dog. When I have to watch the fucking Tuesday in January at Chase where they play so uninspired and like Curry goes 6 of 25, like, this is the thing with this is the last thing I'll say about the Warriors, man. This offseason is such a microcosm of the last, I'd say 4 or 5 years, where they always try to kick the can down the road.
Yeah.
In the name of like continuity. And also, I think this summer is like we're finally seeing the front office power struggle in real time, right? Because Lacob just doesn't want to let go of Kuminga. And meanwhile, this is why I don't think that their offseason is going to be like that great, because who are they going to get? Miles Turner's already with a new team with a new deal, right? Like all the players that they could get or that they would want to get right now that could really help them have already been dealt.
But that was free agency. Like there are other teams that also have their own issues to deal with right now. Somebody out there wants Jonathan Kuminga to sign and trade. And what are they willing to give up? Like, I don't know the answer to these questions. None of us do.
But that's my thing, though, right? Like, because of this Kuminga thing, like, we just saw Pascal Siakam help a team get to the finals. You know who, like, Pascal Siakam was linked to? It was linked to the Warriors a couple years ago, but, like, they don't want to give up Kuminga. Like, this is the thing and the reason why the Warriors, it's one player. And I feel like I'm triggering a lot of people, and I'm really sorry, but this is the facts. They have fumbled a lot of things because of the stuff that's going on in the front office and the power struggle that's happening in that front office. And they're going to have to figure that out, not just for the next 2 seasons with Steph there, but like when Steph's gone. So it's an annoying just state of affairs in Golden State.
We should go speed round so I can get moving here.
Okay, sorry.
All right, let's get Howard moving here because Howard has so many great things to do, huh? Out in Vegas.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go to the regular. Let's go to the
We're
regular
gonna hang
season.
out. It's gonna be. Hey man, he's missing the lunch with Sean Powell and BT right now. Okay, we gotta fucking. We gotta get him out of here.
That was breakfast, man. Lunch is a whole other thing.
Howard's missing the slots. That's what Howard's missing the slots. Anyways, let's get to the top dog in the East last year by record, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Their over is at 56.5 at -112. Last season, the Cleveland Cavaliers won 64 games. How you feel about the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Over, but they're gonna disappoint us. Howard.
Yeah, I think that's right. Over 56.5. Like that's way too low for a team that won 64 games and brings back everybody. They added Lonzo Ball, so they got yet another playmaker off the bench there. I like that. They may lose Ty Jerome. They still haven't actually lost Ty Jerome, right? I think he's still in limbo. You expect another leap from Garland and Mobley. And again, East is a wasteland. I hit the over.
Here we go. Let's go to the champions, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Their record is set at 62.5 for the over at -122. The under is at 62.5. So Vegas really believes that they'll get that over easy. They had 68 wins last year. Do the Thunder do it again?
They're not getting 62. I think that's just a lot to ask right now. I mean, maybe they will. Maybe they will. They're young and they will play hard. But like, I'm just thinking about the championship fatigue and trying to go back to back. I think they'll be right back in the mix for another finals run. But I'm gonna take the under. All right, go ahead, Howard.
I'm going over. You know what they remind me of? You're gonna love this, Logan. They remind me of the 2015 Warriors when they won the championship, in that young group that is super professional. And like, the Warriors won 73 games after winning a championship. Like, that never happens. Teams usually have a championship hangover. They get a little complacent, happy with them. Like, there's nothing about this Thunder team that strikes me as like guys who are going to get complacent or happy with themselves. Like, this is like super professional, kind of pretty humble for a championship team, even on their way to it and through it. Like, they added nobody of note. They lost nobody of note. Everybody got massive extensions. They're all going to be happy, but I just think that this team is so professional in the way they approach the game that dipping from 68 down below 62 seems almost insulting. I'll take the over.
Okay. All righty. Let's go back east to the Orlando Magic. The Orlando Magic, their over is set at 50.5 at -128. The under for that would be at -104. So Vegas truly believes that they'll hit that over.
Oof.
50.5. For reference, the Magic won 41 games last year. The record was 500. The Orlando Magic.
Under.
Folks.
Taking under. Unless Paolo turns in, like, 6-year LeBron. Like, I don't like the roster construction. I'm not with it.
You know who's taking the over?
Howard motherfucking Beck.
Michael Pina.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm right. Cool. That's great. Cool. That makes me real confident in my.
I'm gonna go under just to make Pina mad.
That's not very hard, by the way.
I like. He loves the Magic. I love the Desmond Bane and Tyus Jones additions. I like those are good additions. I still don't think that they've got enough of a strong hand guiding this offense to get the most out of Paolo and Franz and make this a more. This was the 27th ranked. Your two best players are offensive players, Franz and Paolo, and they were the 27th ranked offense. Now I know they had a bunch of injuries too last season, like whatever, but they have not been great with that 1-2 punch efficiency wise since they got together. So they got to stay healthy. They got to hope that Tyus Jones and Desmond Bane solve all their playmaking, organizing type issues and creating better shots. I think they're going to be better. I don't think they're going to be top 3 in the East with a win total over 50. So I'll take the under.
Okay.
Let's go back west. The Minnesota Timberwolves and Ant-Man. The Timberwolves over is set at 50.5 at -102. The under for that would be at -130. Wow. This is a nice little stark difference there. For reference, the Timberwolves won 49 games last year. Do they hit over 50.5 wins this season?
I'll take the over. I'll take the over. Not mad at it.
They lost Nickeil Alexander-Walker. They didn't add anybody.
I'm putting a lot on Ant right now. He said he was going to work as hard as it.
They still don't have an alternative to Mike Conley Jr. at point. Like, I mean, you talk about old, like, love Mike Conley, but like, there's just not enough playmaking and depth there. Can Rob Dillingham grow into some kind of a backup point guard role in year 2? Like the Randall Reed combo.
You know what's crazy though? Like the thing that's really messed them up is like they went all in around Ant. I think a little too early, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Where they make that.
The Rudy
whereas
trade.
like the Rudy trade, and they trade all those picks, so that's what's the tough. It's really making team building hard for them, and so you're kind of seeing the fruits of that. But I'm putting my chips in on Ant. Now, does that mean that they're going to make a deep playoff run? I don't think so. But like he said, he was going to work the hardest he did this offseason, and I want to see the next step that he makes, and I believe in him. So I'm going to take the over, but not like I'm not saying 58. It's 50. You know, so like I can see them making 51, winning 51 games. Yeah,
you're giving them like a half win over the over under, and I'm probably shorting them a half win to go under. Like it's that close, and and the fact is, look, like the West, after you get past the top 3, there's so much variability from everybody else. Like Houston and Denver are on Oklahoma's tail, right? But then Minnesota, Lakers, Clippers, who we haven't talked about yet, Warriors, surging Spurs, the Mavericks. With whatever D'Angelo Russell.
God damn, we got hella teams. Like how many teams we got
doing
left,
all these.
Cliff?
We're not doing all these. We're just not. I got to get out of here. Okay. I'm just saying, like the like 4 through 10, all the way down to Memphis. Like there's every single one of those teams has a very wide range of outcomes.
Okay. All right, let's do a couple more real quick before we get Howard out of here. Let's go to my favorite city that I've never been to. Detroit basketball, the Pistons. They're over.
Everybody in the 313.
they're over.
It's gonna kill me every time.
They're over under set at 44.5. Ooh, that over is minus 130. Ooh. The under is at minus 102. Looks like Vegas loves Detroit to hit that over mark. For reference, they hit 44 games last season. Do the Pistons hit the over on this?
No.
Wow. Logan just staring icily ahead. It's funny because, you know, normally when a team has a breakthrough season, odds makers, fans, all of us, everybody's just like all in on a team. And it feels like maybe it's because of some of the losses in the offseason here so far, but like they win 44 games and the over-under is 44.5, and they're only pegged as the 5th best team in the East by over-under behind Atlanta and Orlando. I feel like they're getting shorted here. And I don't know if that's because they lost Schroeder and Hardaway Jr. and Malik Beasley with his gambling investigation. They added Karis LeVert and Duncan Robinson. Like, I think they're going to be fine. And I think, you know, Jaden Ivey comes back. And I'm not sure about the Jaden Ivey, Kate Cunningham fit, but still, that's a talent upgrade when you get Ivey back. And Cunningham's going to keep improving, I think. And he's already awesome. I'm going over. I think I'm puzzled by how they're shorted they're getting here.
Okay. Let's get back to Los Angeles and the Clippers. The Clippers over set at 47.5 at minus 120. The under is set at minus 110. The Los Angeles Clippers, for reference, won 50 games last season. Do they eclipse the over at 47.5 at minus 120?
I don't know, man. Like, it depends on if they get Brad Beal or not. I mean, that Norm Powell loss I get why they did it, but it's still a loss nonetheless, especially if Kawhi doesn't play as many games as you would want him to. That being said, like, James Harden, like, say what you want about him in the postseason, played really well during the regular season and really carried that offense. I know Norm Powell had a lot to do with that in terms of a number 2, but I say all to say, I don't know, but I think I'll take the over. I think they're a well-coached team. I think that they're just one of those teams that plays hard and lingers. They're well-coached. Ty Lue does a great job. He can get 50 win. He can make teams overachieve in a way that not a lot of coaches can. So I'm going to just take the over just off institution.
I'll go over just based on this. Like, they won 50 games and only got like a third of a season from Kawhi. And they may only get a third of a season from him again, but we already know they can survive that. So if they get 50% or 60% of a season from Kawhi, they're that much better. Also, added John Collins, added Brook Lopez. I think they're getting Bradley Beal. They may get Chris Paul too. There's great depth there. And as you said, like, Ty Lue's the master of just like putting the pieces together. So I'll go over on the Clips.
Let's do 2 more teams to get Howard out of here. Back to the East we go, and that is the Milwaukee Bucks. The under is set at 42.5. The over is at -128. The under is at -104. So Vegas believes that Milwaukee will hit that over. How we feeling, guys?
I think I'm feeling like Cliff might be an undercover degenerate, but
Shout out to FanDuel, man. Shout out to FanDuel. First of all,
I think I'm going to take the slight over just because I respect Giannis. But like, who's going to play their point? Who's going to be their point guard?
Kevin Porter Jr.
Oh God, this is what we meant, Giannis, when we said like you should leave. You know, like we were. This is what you're coming back to, and it's no shade. Like it felt like the end of the road, and this is what it was. And you thought you was mad last year. This is tough.
My theory about them, I said this on Zach's podcast earlier in the week. My theory on the whole Giannis situation, like 3 months ago, we were all like, oh, this is the summer he's going to ask out. This is the summer he's going to ask out. And he still hasn't. And it looks like, they're just running it back, and they lose Brook Lopez. They replace him with Miles Turner. They wave and stretch Dame. Nothing else really has happened. They don't have a point guard. Like it's kind of a mess. And my thought was like they're going into the summer where Giannis is probably like my speculative, version of this is okay. He told them like, I'm not playing the trade me card yet, but you're on the clock. Like, let's see what you can do. So they went out and they got Miles Turner. And they bring on Gary Harris. Like, these are not like massive needle movers, but there's still a lot of summer to go. Maybe there's another trade or two that John Horst can make, but like the clock is ticking loudly now, I feel like, because Giannis has made it pretty clear he wants to win another title, at least be in contention, and they're not. By win total, by over-under projections, they're rated as the 8th team in the East right now, which seems right to me. 42.5 wins. I think I'm going under despite Giannis being there. I don't like the cloud that's hanging over this team now. Pending other possible moves, I don't feel good about them.
Okay. All right, for this last one, I'm going to give you all 3 options. The San Antonio Spurs, the Phoenix Suns, or the Miami Heat. Who are we choosing?
I want to take the Spurs.
Okay. Right.
I want to be positive. I want to end this on a positive note.
The San Antonio
I'm glad we ain't talking about the Celtics. You was trying to get us fired.
You know what the thing with the Celtics is? I'll just say this real quick. The more I looked at it, the worse I felt about them. And I was my initial thought had been like, oh, they can survive a year without Jason Tatum. Like, they got Jaylen Brown. He's like, and then like, no Drew Holiday, no Kristaps Porzingis, no Horford. And I'm looking at the bench and I'm like,
no Luke Kennett.
So yeah, we don't need
let's
to go
there. Let's go to
let's be positive. Let's be happy.
Let's be positive.
Anthony Simons, come on, guys. What are we doing? Luka Garza? Like,
yeah. Hey,
there's center
Victoria,
rotation.
take his fucking bubble out. Take his bubble out. He's done.
I love to see the Celtics. First of all, I love to see the Celtics not be good. So no complaints from me.
I'm gonna take the over, man. I think they're gonna win 50 games this year.
Spurs are winning 50.
Yeah, you can win 50 games.
50.
I didn't even give you the game total.
I got it right here. I got the motherfucking
Can we? The audience needs to know what the game total is.
Sorry.
It's at 43.5.
All right, well, man, I'm gonna take the over.
43.5
man.
Yeah.
I think Wemby's gonna take another leap. I think Stephon Castle's gonna take another leap. I think they are going to be a factor in the Western Conference, man. Like, what are we doing? I really love Dylan Harper's game. I think they're gonna be something. I think it's time. I'm really glad that they didn't trade for Kevin Durant or Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think that they did it the right way.
So 43.5 would be a leap of about 9 wins.
Correct.
But still,
and they tanked last season as well, Howard, for reference.
But still ranked as the and
technically 10.
Wemby got hurt.
Yeah. Wemby went out with the DBT.
Yep.
Wemby looking like he about to make another Wu-Tang album, dog. Like, it's ready. We ready to go. It's time. I'm going 50 wins. I'm not sorry about that.
So at 43.5, that would be the 8th best team in the West. But as I was saying a few minutes ago, like, there's a whole lot of volatility through that stretch from like 4 through 10, right? So there's so many different outcomes here possible. I agree with you, Logan. Wemby's going to take another leap. Stephon Castle's going to take a leap. We're going to get a full season of the De'Aaron Fox Castle backcourt, plus throw some Dylan Harper in there. They bring in Luke Cornett. They traded for Kelly Olynyk. there's just a lot of interesting pieces there, and at the center of it all is Wemby and whatever Wemby's partnership as it develops with Fox and Castle. And I think there's a lot to like there. They still got Vassell and Johnson and Sohan. Like, they're just interesting. They're young. They've got a generational talent. Yeah, I'm hitting the over too. I don't know that I'm going 50 yet. But I'll go on I'll hit the over there. They got a chance to crack the top 6, and at minimum, they're at the top end of the plane.
That's it, right? Over under on how pissed Howard Beck is right now.
Over under on how quickly I'm going to have to take the shower before I go to the arena. There's going to be like a 2-minute shower.
The arena. Okay, man. All right. That's Howard motherfucking Beck, live from Vegas. I will see you there tomorrow. Quick programming note. We will be back on July 24th. That is 13 days from now. So that'll be our season finale episode. You know how we do on the anniversary episodes. We might have a little award show popping. We might do a little mailbag. Ooh, it's going to be maybe Raja's going to be here. It's going to be popping.
Raja who? Who? He's still in the rental car line.
Oh man, all the shit. So bye.